Good morning, everybody. Welcome back from Salmon Scott Selections here for Monday, February 6th. For again today's play of the day, quick recap of what happened yesterday. We had a loss in the NBA with Miles Turner under 17.5 points at minus 125 on DraftKings. Back to trend, that was 19-0 in Turner's career. And now, unfortunately, it's 19-1. Pretty weird game for Turner. If I told you before the game that he would only play 24 minutes and Indiana would only score 103 points, you'd probably assume the bet was a guaranteed winner. But it wasn't, because Turner was the only player to actually show up offensively for Indiana, scored 27 points in 24 minutes. He really just looked fantastic. There's really no way around it. Cleveland had a hard time guarding him all game long, got to the line 7 times, made every free throw, and he was really just a force. So either way, picked up a loss. Look for a bounce-back winner here on Monday. And for today's play today, going back to the NBA, look at a matchup in the late window between the Bucks and the Trailblazers, taking place at 10 p.m. Eastern Time. And for this game, I'm going to take another player prop, and I'm going to warn you right now, it is a pretty high number. We're going to take the over anyway. It's going to be Giannis over 34.5 points at minus 111 on FanDuel. Time recording of 2 a.m. Eastern Time. So a couple reasons why I'm going to take the over on this pretty huge number. First reason, based on recent form, this number is actually not that high. Giannis has scored at least 35 points in 4 of the last 5 games. The one exception was 3 games ago. He scored 34 points against Charlotte. So you're looking at Giannis' performance lately, and he's gone over in 80% of the last 5 games. So I do think he's got a pretty good shot to go for 35 here. He's also scored at least 41 points in 3 of the last 5 games. We know how good Giannis has been for the last couple of weeks and how he's suddenly back right in the mix of the MVP race. And you're looking at Portland, historically speaking, Giannis had no issue scoring against this team. Giannis has scored at least 37 points in 2 of his last 3 games against the Trailblazers, and he scored 37 in the first meeting this season. And in that game, he went 5 for 12 from the foul line. So he could have had a lot more, but he left some points by the wayside at the foul line, and I do think he'll be able to get to the line a lot in this game. But to look at Portland's defense, a big reason why I'm going to back Giannis to continue having success against the Trailblazers, it's because they can't stop anybody in the paint. The Trailblazers are allowing 52.1 points in the paint per game, which is the 7th most in the league. And you're looking at the free throws allowed. The Trailblazers are allowing 24.2 free throw attempts per game, which is the 10th most in the league. I'm going to read off the free throw attempts for Giannis, and you can understand why I think he's got a great shot to get to the line 15 plus times in this game. So these are the attempts that Giannis has had over the past couple of weeks: 16, 15, 6. 6 was actually the game that he had 34 against Charlotte. So if he had his normal free throw numbers, he would have gone over. At 12, 18, 22, 17. So he's gone to the line basically 15 plus times on the regularly for the last couple of weeks. And Portland once again ranks 10th in opponent, or is allowing the 10th most free throws per game. I think Giannis might go to the line 15 or so times, maybe more. And you're looking at Portland's front court depth, which was really non-existent when the year started. Now Nurkic is out indefinitely. And if you want to look at Portland's options now that Nurkic is out, they have nobody who can potentially stop Giannis. You have Eubanks, who's a pretty skinny 7-footer, and besides that, they really don't have any other big men that they use. Their backup center is arguably Watford, who's like 6'8". But if you look at the rotations for the last couple of games, once Nurkic got hurt, they don't have anybody besides Eubanks that can actually be, I'd say, viewed as a center. And Eubanks is allegedly 6'9", according to his listing, and he's questionable for this game. So Giannis should really just have a free run to the lane the entire game. Portland doesn't have the size, the athleticism. They don't have anything to really match up against him. And at least Nurkic was a big body that could limit Giannis, I guess, on his drives with physicality. They don't even have that anymore. So Giannis really should just have an absolute just straight line to the rim the entire game. And I don't know what Portland's supposed to do about it. You look at the total in this game, it's 239.5. The spread's actually dropped, so money has come in on Portland. So this game might actually be relatively close. But you're looking at Portland the last couple of games defensively, and they can't guard anybody. And I think that if Milwaukee is going to score 120 points, Giannis will probably score 35, maybe 40. I think he's got a shot to actually go for like 45, 50 in this game. But you're looking at the points allowed for Portland recently: 129 to Chicago, 116 to Washington. In that game, by the way, Porzingis had 32 points. Gave up 112 to the Grizzlies, gave up 125 to Atlanta, 123 to Toronto, 124 to Utah, 127 to San Antonio, 121 to the Lakers. They're just handing out 120 points pretty frequently for the last 2-3 weeks. And I think that with Giannis and his athleticism and his current form, Portland's just up against it. I'm really trying to think of how they're going to stop him from potentially just getting like 8 or 9 dunks in this game. I really don't know. He should have lived at the line. I guess the one way you could lose this is if they potentially start double teaming him, and maybe if Giannis kicks it out to teammates and he pads his assist numbers, or if he just bricks a bunch of free throws. But I do think for this number of 34.5, you need a pretty good reason to take the over. And the main reason simple. I think Portland has nobody on the team that can actually stop him. And Giannis, if he ends up attempting 20 plus field goals, I think he's going to go over this number. And to go through the recent field goal attempts, 19, 39 against the Clippers, which is just crazy. 24, 26, 29. So if he goes for 20 and change, I think he'll end up with at least 35 points, probably 40. And I think that with the high total and the close spread, you should see Giannis probably play north of 32 minutes in this game, 34 minutes in this game, and that should be enough. So play that once again here for Monday, February 6th is going to be on Giannis over 34.5 points at -111 on FanDuel. Bye, everyone.